Hello and welcome everyone to the beautiful campus of the Vikings here at Pleasant Grove High School in Pleasant Grove, Utah in the new year of 2026 for 7th week action of Utah boys basketball here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Nate Thatcher, so happy to have you here with us tonight as we gear up for a great matchup between the home team Pleasant Grove Vikings and the visiting Davis Darts. For Pleasant Grove, the Vikings have generally navigated well in their move to 5A this season, with many of their non-region victories coming up against other teams from within the state. Their struggles found themselves in late November and late December with 2 separate 3-game losing streaks. But with a win tonight, they can notch 3 straight wins as they get ready to start region play next week against the Orem Tigers. A big key for the Vikings will be their big man down low in junior Brendan Blackett, who is averaging over 13 points per game and shooting very well from the perimeter. Let's see if he can confidently lead his team to what would be their biggest win of the year. Meanwhile, for Davis, after a very rough start to the season with a big loss versus a really good and undefeated Westlake squad, the Darts are looking like their usual selves, winning 8 of their last 9. Their non-region schedule has allowed them to confidently win many games thanks to their excellent offensive prowess as a team. Davis is shooting over 50% from the floor and 37% from 3 as a whole, led by Cameron Brower and JT Turley. Can the Darts win big in Utah County here tonight? We're about to find out on the Rewind Sports Network. Both teams have been introduced in their starting lineups. For Pleasant Grove, it'll be Preston White, Milo Johansson, Jackson Brown, Oliver Mosman, and of course Brendan Blackett, as mentioned in the pregame. And for the visiting Davis Darts, it'll be Bodie Sparrow, JT Turley, Traden Bessinger, Cameron Brower, and Dylan Peterson. The Vikings are in home white with royal blue trim. Darts are in road black with that gold trim. Tip is away and is controlled by Davis. So here is Sparrow up top. Guard averaging 14 points per game. Hands it up top to Peterson. Down low. Nice move by Brower. He's triple teamed and blocked down low. Nice defense that time from Mosman. In transition, the Vikings connect. Nice three-pointer from Milo. Vikings on the board first, up a triple. Turley looking to get a screen, he does, moving right to left. Now it's a handoff. Sparrow going inside the paint. Layup blocked! Brendan Blackett, but it's stolen by the Darts in transition. Davis has numbers, three-pointer up. Too strong off back iron. Darts with the offensive rebound. Back over to Brower, straight off his miss. Ball almost tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay here with Sparrow. Darts will slow things down in the half court. Vikings going with a man defense. Brower has it, top of the key. Now down low with Bessinger. Oh, the QB with a spin move as his ball finds the bottom of the bucket. Bessinger, an Iowa quarterback commit, looking to play football at the next level. Here's Blackett, left side for the Vikings. Has it up top on the perimeter. He'll fake the screen right, moves left baseline. He's double teamed. Nice cross-court pass. Milo for another 3. It's no good. Blackett, offensive rebound. Outlet pass down low, and a foul will be called against the Darts. That will go against Cameron Brower, and that is his first. They're going to say it's a shooting foul, so that will send Oliver Mosman to the line for Pleasant Grove. A reminder, our clock is unofficial here on the Rewind Sports Network. We're going to try and keep it as close as possible as Pleasant Grove extends their lead to 2 at a 4-2 differential. Mosman trying to go 2 for 2, and he does. Rattles in the second. So here comes Davis the other direction. Sparrow has it, picks up his dribble. Now a 2-3 zone for Pleasant Grove. A miss from 3, that time from Sparrow. Brower with an offensive rebound, but he steps out of bounds in the process. And that's a tough turnover if you're a Dart. Brower put himself in a nice position, just couldn't corral. So here comes Preston White the other direction. Guarded closely by Sparrow. Gets past Bodie. Kicks it back out top. Brown for three. No good. Too strong. Offensive rebound out to Blackett. Blackett to the boards. Beautiful move. He can't collect. Another offensive board. Can't fall. Davis with a rebound. And that was a huge miss for Pleasant Grove. Many opportunities right underneath the rack, and they couldn't connect. Meanwhile, Bessinger on the other end. Nice pump fake. Reverse up and in. So Bessinger with all four right now for the darts, and an early blocking foul in transition that will go against Davis. That will go against JT Turley. So Pleasant Grove already with a lot of rebounds. They average just over 23 a game. They just haven't been able to connect off of those boards. Davis averaging almost 29 rebounds per game on the other end. Here's White near the logo. Gets it out to Brown. Brown looking for a screen, and he's double teamed off of it. Cross-court pass. Milo, pump fake three in the left corner. Now he picks up his dribble. This Davis defense is unrelenting, but here's Brown for three. Rattles it down. Nice connection from downtown. Here's Davis the other direction. It's a fake. Bessinger down low. Brower. Reverse layup denied. Snake eyes pass by Blackett goes a little too far. Milo tries to save it in bounds, but he throws it right to Davis. Now Davis with numbers as Brower tries to finish and is out of bounds off of his hands. Great defense by Pleasant Grove. (9-4) our score. Here's White. It's going to be a handoff. Back to him on a pick and pop. Layup up, and it's another miss. And those might come back to bite Pleasant Grove as we reach later on in the contest. Meanwhile, Sparrow in transition. Misses bad on a layup. Blackett, the other direction. Out to Milo for three. No good. And it's a fight for the rebound that's going to be off of the Vikings. Very fast-paced first quarter here as Davis is going to move the other direction. We're just about halfway here through this opening period. Darts are led by 12th-year head coach Chad Sims, who's won two state championships with the Darts in 2025 and 2021. And Pleasant Grove led by Carson Williams in his second year, coming off of a stint with BYU. Another nice block down low by the Vikings. Mosman able to protect the paint tonight. He's being driven against. Cross-court pass. Brower for three. No good. Another offensive rebound. But it's picked off. Here's Brown in transition, and he'll dunk it down with two hands. And Brown picks it off in transition as he comes back from his bucket. Lots of turnovers here early. Brown, coast to coast. Can't connect, but he's fouled. And this Vikings team has showed up loud and proud as they lead it with 3.5 to go here in this opening period. Now, we did have a three-pointer by Milo earlier that on our board has 11-4, but here in the scoreboard in the facility, it says it's 10-4. So we'll correct it to match and see if they up it back up to where we have it. So we'll have it at 10-4 right now. First miss from Brown. The senior forward averaging 8.3 points per game, 5 rebounds a contest, 2 steals a game, and that steals stat ranks 13th in the state of Utah. So Brown can't connect on either of his free throw opportunities. Meanwhile, on the other end, here's Bessinger. Spin move baseline, almost stepped out of bounds. Brower now has it up top. Over to Sparrow. He goes behind the back, kicks it out. Three-pointers up, and finds the bottom of the net. Nice triple that time from Dylan Peterson. Cuts the lead in half. It's 10-7. Here's White up top. Getting the call in the half court from Coach Williams. Handoff Blackett. Here's Milo up top. White had the ball, baseline, loses it, steals it back from Davis, tries to kick it out, and I believe that's going to be a jump ball, and it will be. Possession stays here with Pleasant Grove. 8 seconds on the shot clock. So both White and Brown will check out. Ashton Palmer and Johansson coming back in for the Vikings. Meanwhile, for Davis, Austin Taylor in for the first time tonight. Milo trying to get it in. It's tipped. Another steal. Here's Davis. Brower in transition. It's a 1v2. Connects in the foul. Nice shot that time from number 14. And Davis cuts the lead to 1. So Mossman picks up his first foul. First team foul as well for Pleasant Grove. Meanwhile, Davis with 3 fouls here. Brower connects on the three-point opportunity. And he ties things up at 10. Here's a three-pointer the other direction. No good that time. It's a miss from Palmer. Davis looking to take the lead. Brower up top. Over to Bessinger. Bessinger pump fakes a pass. Back out Brower. Brower's going to drive. Goes up to the rack. Nice spin off the glass for 2. Darts take the lead at 12-10. Blackett drives baseline, and he'll be fouled as he cuts to the net. So 4th team foul against Davis. That will go against Dylan Peterson. That's his first. So although Davis does have 4 fouls, it's well balanced. All players with 1 apiece. 1 more will put Pleasant Grove in the bonus for the remaining time of the first quarter. Palmer has it. Looking to hand it off to White. He does. White's going to cut back to the basket and misses another layup opportunity. Here's Bessinger in transition the other direction. Turley with a nice move up top. Gets it to the rack and another layup for Davis. Lead up to 4. White in a one-on-one. Cross-court pass. 3-point from Palmer. Too strong, no good. Here's Brower in transition once more. He'll slow things down. JT Turley, top of the key, drives. Cross-court pass. Taylor pump fake. Taylor's going to drive. No one's there, and it's a wide-open layup for 2 again. Austin Taylor, 2 points. Davis on a 9-0 run. Here's White. Has it up top. Oh, and he'll take a left elbow jumper. Got it to go. And now there's the extra point. 16-12. Bessinger down low. Tries to go on a body move. Picked off. They're going to call a foul. They're going to say it's a jump ball, actually. It'll stay here with Davis. About a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Davis, picked off by Pleasant Grove. 3 players, 1 ball. Brown misses the dunk. He was short. Davis, the other direction. Taylor, pump fake, down low, picked off, and it's going to be a blocking call called against Davis. Or excuse me, a charge. So with under 10 seconds to go, Pleasant Grove with a chance to cut the lead down. White asking for a handoff. Instead, step back 3 at the buzzer. No good. And that is how our first quarter will finish. It's Davis 16, Pleasant Grove 12 here on the Rewind Sports Network. We're back at Pleasant Grove High School as the Davis Darts currently lead the Vikings 16-12. as we head into the second quarter. Both of these teams ranked in the top 25 per max preps. Davis currently at number 4 in the state, and the Vikings ranked 22nd. Pleasant Grove picked to finish 4th in Region 7 in 5A, and that is just a loaded region. Ranked teams across the board. Davis picked to finish 1st in Region 1 once more. Of course, it's really them, Layton, and Farmington this year putting up a good go-around in 2025 and 2026. Region play starting soon. Meanwhile, here's Davis with a steal to open up the second. Turley down low, guarded well. He's going to bring it back up top. Sparrow driving, dishing it down low. Bessinger off the left side. Lead back up to 6, and Davis playing very well right now in the paint. Another steal by the Darts. Vikings turning the ball over way too much on offense. Turley driving to the rack, kicks it back out. Bessinger for 3. Bullseye! And Traden's on fire. Vikings want to stop him. 21-12 our score as the Darts blow their lead up to 9. Back at Pleasant Grove High School where the Darts have gone on a run here. 5-0. All led by Traden Bessinger, puts the Darts up by 9. Vikings with 2 turnovers and 2 possessions. White off the double team at the top, kicks it back out. Johansson, cross-court pass, back over to White. White tries to get it down low, he does. And a miss that time by Mosman. Darts looking to extend this lead to double digits. Bessinger in a one-on-one. Oh, and a beautiful cut by Turley for 2. Lead up to double digits. 23-12 our score. Blackett tries to get past, and they're going to call a foul against Davis. They're going to say it's a reach-in. And that will go against Bodie Sparrow. That's his first. So every player in the game now with 1 foul. Sparrow's going to check out. Looks like he might have some blood on his right hand. So he will head to the medical table real quick to get that bandaged up. Meanwhile, checking in for him will be Cameron Brower. Here's Blackett. Right side, over to Milo. Milo's going to drive. Cross-court pass. Brown for 3. Got it! Cuts the lead down to 8. And they needed that one badly after a couple turnovers. Almost a steal by Brown on the other end. Blackett also going to check out and head to the medical table as White checks in. So very physical game so far, proving to be true. Here's Turley. Turley on the right side. Oh, a tough pass on the other end. Catches it back up top with Brower. Now Bessinger collects. Over to Connor Brown, who's now in the game for the first time. Back with Turley, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to get it baseline to Bessinger. Bessinger in a one-on-one. Trade in, spin move baseline. They're going to call a foul against the defense. That will go against Kyler Gents. Nice pass down low, but another block by Mossman. Oliver with a great presence so far in the paint in this first half. Pleasant Grove looking to cut into this deficit just a little bit more. White. Over to Milo. Milo's trying to get it down low. Instead, it's going to be cross court. Here's Gents up top. Brown for another 3. Oh my goodness, he's on fire. And now the lead down to 5. Turley guarded closely. And now we're going to say, I guess we're going to have a check-in as we brought the ball across, but not completely. Oh, they're going to say it's shot clock. We usually have about 1 or 2 of those a game. It's a tough job. It's a tough job. So Gus Van Brocklin will check in for the darts as Taylor comes out. Turley guarded closely by Preston. Trying to get past White. Kicks it out. Now it's back up top the other direction. Lots of fast passing on the other end. Bessinger finds it down low, but he loses the ball for a moment. Ball still on the deck. Gets it out. Timeout called by the Darts to save the possession. And let's see what kind of timeout this will be. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here on the air. Davis coming in here at 8-2 on the season. Vikings 7-6. And Pleasant Grove has had their fair share of playing some ranked teams. They had their first loss of the year against Lone Peak, followed directly by a loss to the number 2 ranked team in the state, Layton Christian Academy, where they only lost by single digits. That loss then was followed by a loss to Farmington on the road by 1 point, ranked 16th in the state. Best win of the season so far came against Layton just a few nights ago. Layton ranked 11th in the state. They won that one by 7. Meanwhile, Davis's best win has come against Bingham, the number 19 team in the state, and they won that one on the 9th of December. Darts looking to inbound baseline. They find Bessinger. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and he gets the ball up. It doesn't drop, but Peterson with an offensive rebound. Turley looking to drive. Picks and pops. Gets the layup and the foul. Are you kidding me? JT looking to get 3 the old-fashioned way.
The basket is fouled.
And his Darts team is unrelenting when trying to get down low in the paint. The senior guard averaging over 14 points a contest, over 4 assists a game, and he's a really good free throw shooter. Almost a 90% clip from the charity stripe. As we reach just about halfway here in the first half, we'll do a redo on the pass to the shooter. So Turley to connect, can't. Too strong off back iron. A fight for the offensive rebound is won by the Vikings. Here's Brown trying to go coast to coast, and he's going to be fouled on the pass. So they're going to put that one against Van Brocklin. That'll be his first. Nice pass down low as Blackett can't get another layup to go. The Vikings really struggling right underneath the basket. Peterson, handoff in the corner. Van Brocklin back up top to Turley. Bessinger now has it, and here comes that fast passing around the perimeter. Brown in the right corner. He's going to drive. Oh, a nice bounce pass down low, finds a wide open Bessinger. Lead back up to 9. White looking for a screen or a handoff. He gets the screen, now bounces off of it. Cross-court pass. Finds Blackett, now back over to Brown. Milo Johansson for 3. Too short. And a fight for the ball. Bessinger still has it. Looking to go up, but it's picked off by Pleasant Grove. Turley almost tried to steal it right back, and he was close. Here's Brown. Moving left to right, falls, and hands it right off to Davis. Here's Turley. Goes up, gets the layup through contact. Lead back up to 11. And this pace is mad fast. Milo, the other end to respond. 29-20 our score. Davis now slowing things down. Turley gets a screen from Bessinger. He's going to drive right once again. Now kicks it out. Peterson for 3. No good. A fight for the rebound is won by Davis. Oh, and they're blocked down low. What a block from Johansson. And it's going to be out of bounds, Vikings ball. Some more subs coming in as Brower and Sparrow come back in for the Darts. Ashton Palmer checking in for the Vikings. And he'll come back alongside Oliver Mosman. White looking to get a screen. Now he's going to call it off. Looking to get another one from Oliver, moving left to right. Now a handoff. Three-pointers up. Book it. Palmer with another triple for Pleasant Grove. Lead down to a two-possession game once again. Here's Brower looking to get it down low to Bessinger. He's been a player to watch here in this first half. Up top with Sparrow. Under 15 to go on the shot clock. Turley now has it left side. Brower, he'll take a corner three. Connects! Nice shot for Brower. Pleasant Grove. Oh, cherry picking on the other end. Palmer with another two. Under 2 to go here in the first half. Sparrow looking to get a screen. Handoff, Turley in the corner, back over to Sparrow. Sparrow's going to drive, pass out. Bessinger to Brower, top of the key. No good, too strong. Bessinger with the offensive rebound, though. Brower thought about a deep three right there. Instead, it's Bessinger who now has it. He'll take the three, top of the key. No good. Rebound out to Preston. Here's Johansson. Corner, Palmer. Palmer kicks it back up top. White, top of the key. And it looks like a travel will be called against Pleasant Grove. Another turnover that the Vikings just couldn't have. Under a minute to go with a 7-point game. So here's Sparrow. Kicks it out Turley. JT drives. Tough jumper, falls short. Rebound out to Pleasant Grove. And looks like might have had a piece of camera equipment or something else on the floor, so we stop play for a moment. Coach Williams making sure his players are in place for half court. But Davis is going to come in with a late sub. Sparrow checking out, Brown checking back in.
Brown checks in.
So here come the Vikings. About a 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. So Vikings are going to go for the last bucket here in the first. White now running the play, and it's tipped away for a moment. Darts are really on top of it in the man defense. So here we go. White has the ball. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Something's got to go. White double teamed. Handoff. Palmer for three. No good. Turley with a couple seconds. And with a late pass, Brower's going to get it off, but it's going to be short in an awkward shooting motion. Nonetheless, Davis heading into the break with a 7-point lead at 32-25 here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Welcome back to Pleasant Grove High School, where the Vikings currently trail the Davis Darts 32-25 as we head into the second half and the third quarter. Nate Thatcher here on the Rewind Sports Network. Happy to bring you this second half and some key first half stats to look out for. Davis was led by Trayden Bessinger, who led his team with 11 points. But the biggest key to the game was the rebounding. He tied the team in rebounds in that first half. But total, Davis had 19 in comparison to Pleasant Grove's 11. Meanwhile, Jackson Brown for the Vikings did have 11 points. But he didn't have too much help on the other end for scoring. Milo Johansson and Ashton Palmer both had 5 apiece. But for Davis, outside of Bessinger, it was Cameron Brower and JT Turley, who both ended up with 8 a slot. Turnovers also a big key for both of these squads. But the paint presence, a very noticeable difference. The Darts had 22 points in the paint in that first half as a three-pointer connects, oddly enough, here in the third quarter. 22 points in the paint in the first half in comparison to Pleasant Grove 6. Many missed layups that could have provided them an opportunity to close a gap, but now they face a double-digit deficit once more. Here's Brown on the other end to connect. He does! What a pretty play underneath the basket. 35-27. Turley on the other end. Looking to get a screen from Brower. Finds Bessinger, now down low with Brower. Brower, turnaround Jay. Too strong, no good. Rebound out to Preston White. Here's Jackson Brown. Back up top. Blackett has been quiet so far. Oliver down low, loses the basketball, and a turnover for the Vikings. Blackett averaging over 13 points a contest. He's shooting 42% from the perimeter. And so far in this game, he has 0 points. Here's Bessinger, down low in a one-on-one. Kicks it out. Sparrow on the drive. Loses the basketball. Vikings will collect. And it's going to be a jump ball. And the possession will head the Vikings' direction. Vikings have to capitalize off turnovers. Only 2 points off turnovers for Pleasant Grove, and for Davis, 10. Here's White. Right elbow to Brown. Brown's going to drive, loses his footing, and kicks out the basketball as he drops down. Oh, and we're going to have a foul. And it's going to go against Brower. But it did look like Brown did grab Brower's leg and swept him down. That was interesting. So that will be the first. They're going to say it's against both, so that'll be the first against Brown. And second against Brower. Blackett for three. Connects, and that's the shot they needed. Here's Davis to try and respond. Brower on the other end. Bullseye! What a shot from the Darts. Here's White. White open down low. Mosman for two.
2 points, assist Preston White.
Brower, baseline. Looking to make a move. Spin jumper. Got it to go. Timeout Davis. We'll take it with him as the Darts lead it 40-32 on the Rewind Sports Network. Coming out of that Davis timeout, Darts leading it by 8 as they've been able to spice things up on the offensive side of the ball. Things getting very physical, and it's been that way most of the game, but it's heating up just a little bit here in the third. Vikings with the ball. White will bring it across the timeline. Handoff Blackett. Now over to Gents. Blackett for three again. No good. Mossman with a rebound, and he's fouled on the putback opportunity. So Oliver will head to the line for two. Turley will pick up his second foul. It's the second team foul against Davis here in the third. Oliver missing his first free throw. The 6'8 junior averaging 6.4 points per game, 50% clip from the field, almost 7 rebounds a game, and over 1.5 blocks a game, which is top 25 in the state. He'll go 1 of 2 from the line to cut the lead down to 7. Here's Sparrow over to Bessinger. Now back to Bodie. A little back and forth. Bessinger down low, Brower. Brower pump fakes, reverse layup, up, no good, but a foul against Mossman. It will be a shooting foul. It will send Cameron to the line for 2. The senior forward averaging 14.7 points per game, having an excellent night tonight. First free throw too strong off back iron. Brower already into double digits in the scoring column here tonight. Looking to extend upon that, trying to go 1 for 2, and he does. Preston White across the timeline. Really a press defense by Sparrow. Sparrow's going to switch on coverage. Here's White. And a foul's going to be called before the shot. And it looks like it's going to go against Bessinger. So that'll be his second, team's third foul. Shot clock will reset as the Vikings inbound on their own baseline. And it's picked off by Traden. Bessinger fights Turley. Turley, pump fake in transition. Back out to Traden. Now Traden will drive. And he'll pick up his dribble. Davis will set up in the half court. Sparrow, down low off the cut. Tries to get it back out. Brower. Pump fakes a 3 for a moment. And a foul is going to be called. They're actually going to say it's out of bounds. They're going to say Peterson stepped out when he tried to corral that pass, so another turnover for Davis. So Blackett and White will check out for Pleasant Grove. Let's see what the Vikings can come up with as they're on the bench. Oh, a nice outlet pass down low as Mossman connects for another 2. Back to a 2-possession game. And now Vikings in a zone defense. It works. They stop the darts, but they can't corral the pass in transition. Ball's on the deck. Kicking violation. It'll head back the other direction. And those are turnovers that Pleasant Grove just cannot have. And it looks like they're going to stick with this zone defense here on this next half-court possession. We're more than halfway here into the third. Here's Turley, driving to the rack. Trying to find Brower down low, but it's another turnover for Davis. Mossman is fouled at half court. And clearly, Carson Williams, head coach of the Vikings, is telling the refs about it, as that will be the 14th foul against the Darts and the 3rd against Brower. So maybe something to watch here as we head into the final stretch. Johansson able to get past Sparrow. Meanwhile, Brown with a layup for 2 on the right side. That cuts the lead down to 4. Peterson to respond with a 3. Too strong. Sparrow with an offensive board. Turley, he'll try his way from downtown. That's no good. Brown trying to get a rebound, and it is a hard foul. And Brown grabbing his nose. And still slow to get up. And now he'll get some help as he rises to his feet. These refs are converging now because this game has gotten pretty physical on both ends. And especially, it's that duo right now between Brown and Brower. So that's going to be Brower's 4th personal. And that is a big foul to watch. It also puts the Vikings in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. So it looks like it will be a personal foul. So Brown at the line solo. No one else is there. And he sinks it. Cuts the lead down to 3. Second one up. And also goes in. So Vikings will get the basketball off of that as well. So they can now either tie or take the lead. Here we go. They set up their half-court play, and it's almost picked up by Turley, but now the Vikings have number. Oliver to connect underneath the basket. Tied up here at 41. And what a comeback here for the Vikings. JT, ball is tipped around, and it looks like it's going to be off of Pleasant Grove. And the Vikings have climbed all the way back from being down double digits here in the third to tying things up. Wide open play, and the jumper is no good that time from Bessinger. But the Darts have another opportunity. Peterson for 3, no good. Turley with an offensive rebound, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. It's going to head back Vikings direction. Brown is going to check in for Peterson after that miss from downtown. Here's Johansson looking to get a screen. He does. He's moving right to left. Nice pass to Palmer in the corner, and they're going to kick it back up top. They find Oliver. Another outlet pass, but it's picked up by Turley. Nice steal by number 11. JT to Traden. Bessinger out to Brown for 3. No good. Vikings corral. And a foul is going to be called against Davis in transition. And it looks like that's going to go against Bessinger. That will be his third. So Vikings are in the bonus. Milo Johansson now at the line for 2. First free throw up and in. And the lead back over with the Vikings. And that's critical because the Vikings shooting at a 69% clip as a team from the free throw line. Playing it pretty well here tonight as he goes 1 for 2. JT brings it slowly across the timeline. Sparrow driving to the rack. Tough layup, falls short. Brown loses the ball for a moment. Now Milo Johansson has it on the other end. Goes up for the layup. He also leaves it short. Here's Turley. Cross-court pass, Sparrow. Sparrow back over to Turley. JT going to bring it out of the corner. Bodie for deep 3. Barbecue sauce! What a shot for number 2. Lead back with Davis. Johansson from the elbow picks up his dribble. Finds Mossman down low. Another easy 2 off the glass. Ties things up at 44. Davis waiting for that last shot here. 10 seconds to go in the third. They call the play. Turley using some moves. Oh, a tough jumper. Doesn't fall. Johansson, three-quarter shot, no good. And we are all tied up as we head into the fourth. 44 apiece. Put your 4s up as we head into the final period. Tied up here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We're back at Pleasant Grove High School as we get ready for fourth quarter action here on the Rewind Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in with us here tonight. Vikings have come back from being down by double digits as they tie things up at 44. It was 12 points in that third quarter for Davis, and it was 19 for the Vikings. Darts start with the basketball first. Here's Sparrow out in the corner. Back over to Turley. Back in the corner. Bessinger for three. No good. Let's see who was last touched by. Last touch by Pleasant Grove. So it'll stay here with Davis on a full shot clock. Sparrow will inbound baseline. Turley with a tough Euro. Brown with a pick. Blackett's able to get it, but JT takes it right back. Wide open layup. Goes in, and the foul! Oh my goodness! What a move from number 11. So Blackett will pick up the foul. That's his first of the contest. And he has had a relatively quiet night all around here tonight. Ref stumbled for a moment, said JT was about to get 2 shots from the line, had to correct himself. Of course, it's 1 after the make, and JT connects. So the Darts take an early 3-point lead here at the beginning of the fourth. Here's White over in the corner. Back over to Blackett. He'll take a tough fadeaway jumper and connects. Back to a 1-point game. Turley to the rack. Euro. Nice pass to Taylor, who dishes it off the glass.
Taylor, 2 from Turley.
Blackett now has it right side. It's a one-on-one with Bessinger. He'll take it. Thought about a turnaround jumper. Back up top with White. White in the corner. And a foul is going to be called against JT on a reach-in. That'll be Turley's third, and Davis's first here of the fourth.
JT Turley called for the foul.
Blackett gets the inbound pass. Now here's White, right side. And the cross court is picked off by Turley. Here's JT. It's a 3-on-1. Taylor for 2. Got it to go. Lead up to 5. And another hard foul. That one looks to go against Connor Brown. So that'll be the second team foul against Davis here in the fourth. Johansson will check in as Mosman checks out.
Johansson checks in.
White brings it up to the logo. Gets the call from coach. Gets a screen right. It's a switch on defense. And a nice cut down low. Layup doesn't fall as bodies hit the deck baseline. Davis looking to extend their 5-point lead. Bessinger was looking to get a pass down low, but it was taken away by the Vikings, but it will be off of Pleasant Grove. It'll stay here with Davis. Sparrow looking to inbound. He finds Bessinger for 3, no good. Rebound still being fought for. It's won by the Darts. Big offensive rebound for the team in black. trading. Left elbow, Sparrow. Sparrow in a one-on-one loses the ball for a moment. Lowers his head, goes up, blocked. Nice defense by 32. Blackett making his presence known down low in the paint. Sparrow looking to get it in again. And a foul will be called against the Vikings. That will go against Johansson. And that will be his second. Here's Turley, driving baseline. Nice pass down low and another easy layup, this time made by Connor Brown. Lead up to 7. Timeout called by the Vikings. We'll take it with them. 53-46 our score on the Rewind Sports Network. Vikings calling a timeout, trying to corral their offense to keep this game close as they now trail it by 7. 53-46 our score. Darts have scored 9 here in the fourth. The Vikings only 2 points. And they need to come up with something here to come back once again and come out with a victory, which would be their biggest one of the season. Here's Johansson. Oh, and a nice play drawn up out of the timeout. Jets for 3. That'll cut things down. Lead down to 4. Vikings going back into his own defense. Sparrow thought about a 3. Now Turley thought about it. Here's Bessinger baseline. Back up top. Sparrow. No good from outside. Another offensive rebound for Davis. And a foul against the Vikings. And that'll go against Blackett. And that's the third team foul against Pleasant Grove. Davis looking to inbound. And they do. Oh, and a hard foul up top with Turley. That's going to go against White. And Sims is out on the court, asking for a personal foul. That's the 14th foul against Pleasant Grove here in the fourth. So the Darts dangerously close to getting into the bonus with a lot of minutes left here in the game. Turley driving to the rack, floater up, no good. Rebound out to Jets. White up top. Now down low, Mossman, he kicks it out. A 3 from Milo, book it! And Pleasant Grove cuts things down to a 1-point game with back-to-back triples. Here's Sparrow on the other end. Vikings sticking with that zone defense. They try to get it down low. It's picked off. White with the spin move. Here he goes in transition. Behind the back. Goes up. Misses another layup. Oh my goodness. Davis on the other end. Bessinger wide open to respond. And timeout called by the Darts. Will take it with him as they lead it by 3 with just over 3 to go. We're back at Pleasant Grove High School as the Darts currently lead by 3 in a back-and-forth affair. Coming up next for both of these squads, the Vikings will play Orem here at home to open up their region play. Orem ranked 6th in the state of Utah. Following that, they'll head on the road to Wasatch, ranked 15th in the 801. Meanwhile, for Davis, they're going to head to American Fork, the number 10 team in the country, before starting their region play on the 9th against Weber. And they had a couple of good games last year against Weber, both at home and on the road. So here comes Pleasant Grove to try and respond. Johansson to Jets for three. Rattles in off the backboard. And we're all notched up at 55. Here's Turley. And it's a back and forth with him and Sparrow to get out of this zone. Sparrow, deep three. Can't get it. Rebound, out to Brown. Vikings with a chance to retake the lead. Ball is tipped. It'll stay here with Pleasant Grove. Jets will inbound. Looking to find a teammate. He finds Brown. Brown's open, but he loses the ball as he tried to pass it to Jents. Coach Williams tried to call a timeout in the process, but it wasn't heard by the referee. Critical turnover there for the Vikings. Here's Sparrow, coming off of that miss from three. Down low, Brower back in the game. He'll drive baseline, loses the ball for a moment. Turnaround jumper, rattles out. But an offensive rebound, back out to Davis. Vikings sticking with that zone defense. It's a 1-3-1. And the cross-court pass, too high. Darts turn it over. White checks back in. Johansson will come out. Under 2 minutes to go. Who will come out on top? Vikings looking to avoid moving to 500 on the year. And it's picked off. Bessinger to Sparrow. Back to Traded. Up for two. Oh, he leaves it short. Oh, a critical miss in the final 2 minutes. Timeout called by the Vikings. It will be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here.
30-second timeout.
So Pleasant Grove, just under a minute 10 to go here in the final period. It looks like Johansson is going to check back in for the Vikings. 27 seconds on the shot clock. The Vikings looking to move to 8-6 on the year and give themselves a 3-game win streak heading into region play. That would be critical. Meanwhile, Davis looking to avoid their third loss of the year. Their other two coming against Westlake, as mentioned before, which was their first game of the year. And their other loss came against Richland on the 13th of December in a 72-69 loss. Pleasant Grove right now overperforming their season average in scoring, averaging only 49 points per game. They have 55. Meanwhile, Davis, they average over 67 points per game. And so you can see where both of these teams have met. Pleasant Grove over-delivering. And Davis right now underperforming on the offensive side of things. Vikings with the basketball. Johansson will collect on the inbound. Handoff, Brown. Finds Blackett. Blackett with a screen up top. It's a switch on defense. Down low, Mossman's got it. Turnaround jumper, kisses it off the glass for two. What a shot for number 5. Can Davis respond? Turley, he'll drive, handoff, Bessinger, and a foul call down low. That should put Bessinger at the line for 2. It does. That's the 15th foul against Pleasant Grove. And the second against Brown. Let's see if Mr. Football can make a basketball moment here. First one up and through. Big make for number 4. And it looks like Williams is going to call a full timeout here before the second free throw. We'll take that timeout with him with 40 seconds to go here on the Rewind Sports Network. We are back at Pleasant Grove High School. Vikings currently with a 1-point lead, but Bessinger at the line for one more free throw to tie things up here at 57 with 40 seconds to go. Traden with a big moment here on the line. Can he tie it? He can't. It's a miss. Ball on the floor. A foul's going to be called. And it's going to go against Davis. That will go against Bessinger. That's his 4th. Team's 3rd. So now here comes that full court press. Here we go. Blackett to inbound. He finds Jets. Back to Blackett. Over to White. White's got to get it across. He does. And with all the dribble moves, he has a wide open jumper, but he leaves it short. Oh my goodness. Darts have time. They could win the game. And Davis will call a timeout. Oh my goodness. An unbelievable play and a change of momentum. Vikings had a chance to drain out the clock, but White decided to take, it was an open jumper, but he laid it short. So Davis will take a full timeout to draw something up. .6 seconds remaining. And they're going to want to inbound it near their own bench sideline. Darts looking to get their 9th win of the season, and it will all come down, most likely, to this following shot. Most of their wins this year have been by blowouts. Their first win against Copper Hills, they won 92-57. Against Mountain View, they won 60-45. Against Mountain Vista, they won 67-57. Against Bingham, they won by 8. Against Central Catholic, won by 3. Duberville, they won by 21. McDowell, they won by 12. And against Green Mountain, they won by 39. So this by far is their closest game of the year if they win. Here we go. Turley has it. Looking to get a screen from Bessinger. He's double teamed, drives to the rack, layup up, leaves it short. Sparrow with the putback, it doesn't go. Vikings have the rebound and a foul against the Darts. Oh my goodness. With 2 seconds remaining. Pleasant Grove will inbound, and the problem is the Darts will need to foul quickly.
Fifth personal foul on Brower.
Brower has fouled out with that last foul. And another timeout will be called. It will be a full timeout. Pleasant Grove's going to take it as they try and inbound this one and send this thing off with a 1-point victory. Found themselves down 7 at halftime. At one point, they were down by 11 in the second quarter, also trailed by double digits at the beginning of the third, trailed by 12 actually. And then they slowly found themselves getting back into this one, tied things up at 44 as we went into the fourth. Davis once again took another lead, at one point led by 7 here in this final period. But the Vikings slowly just chipped away. And you have to think that their perimeter shooting was key in this one. On the season, they averaged 28% from downtown, but multiple critical shots from outside led them back into this one. And now, of course, with that 1-point lead. But it all comes down to this final 2 seconds. Here we go. Blackett to inbound. Still looking. Finds Brown on a cutter. And Brown's going to be fouled. There should be some time left on the clock. So that will be against Bessinger. That's his 5th and final. Let's see how much time they put back on the clock. It's going to be 1.3.
1.3. Put back on the clock.
Okay, 2 big free throws here for Brown. Having an excellent night here tonight. Averaging 8.3 on the season. And he had 11 in the first half alone. Rims out on the first one. So that means a shot before the buzzer could win it for Davis. The second. In. Darts call a timeout.
2 with 1.3 seconds left. Timeout Davis.
And I believe Davis is out of full timeout, so this can only be a 30-second. Got to come up with a quick shot here. Something near half court. 1.3 is enough time to catch and shoot. But can you put yourself in the position to face the basket and get a shot off? If I'm Davis, I'm looking for some form of a screenplay, something to get your shooter open so they can turn around and face the basket rather than get some form of a hook shot or an awkward motion. You want to get them the best look you can. And it looks like it'll be Turley and Peterson deep for Davis. It'll be Brown to inbound. Who comes up with the big shot here? There's that screen. He finds Turley. Turley turns around. Is the shot in? Oh! Off the glass. And the Vikings with their biggest win of the year as they win it 58-56 against the Davis Darts. Pleasant Grove moves to 8-6 on the season. Davis, meanwhile, drops to 8-3. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this thrilling edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We hope you have a safe and happy New Year and hope to see you very soon here on KSLSports.com. Thank you so much, everyone.